We live in a time where our phones hold endless visual stimuli, photos, videos, artwork. The possibilities are all at your fingertips. With that being said, the ethical implications of what we do with these things go almost completely unexamined. And I saw a great video talking about this, so I want to discuss the topic of ethical versus unethical gooning. First, we must define what gooning is. I would classify gooning as prolonged engagement with erotic material, in which the consumer becomes highly fixated on. In other words, touching yourself to... First, we will start with unethical gooning. What are some examples of this? The first one that comes to mind is the use of non-sexual images in a sexual manner without a person's consent. Dudes that jerk off to Instagram photos of celebrities, YouTube videos, or anything on social media that is strictly non-sexual are unethical because they violate contextual integrity. People post things of themselves on the internet with the expectation that the context of which people are viewing it in will remain consistent. In other words, no one uploads a selfie of themselves smiling with their fingers crossed that some random lonely man on the internet is going to use that and put it in the spank bank. Forcing someone to participate in a sexual fantasy that they did not consent to and objectifying them without their permission is bad, and it is unethical. Therefore, it is unethical gooning. I would also classify the use of AI porn as unethical. And I know some people are going to try to refute me on that by stating that AI porn does not use real people. Therefore, there is no harm done. But the models that are used to train this AI are oftentimes unconsenting individuals. On top of that, it is dehumanizing to the parties involved when they use their face on some fucking AI deepfake porn without them knowing. And AI porn also contributes to much broader harms in our society, which I would deem as unethical. So AI porn is unethical, and jerking off to it makes you a fucking bum. Now we get to talk about ethical gooning. What is ethical gooning? Well, I'll provide an example. People that subscribe to OnlyFans models, while some of us might call them losers, are actually in fact participating in one of the most ethical forms of gooning that exists. Buying someone's OnlyFans might be very socially reprehensible, but it is ethical because there is explicit consent between the provider and the consumer of the sexual material. There is also transactional transparency. Both parties are within a mutual agreement of what they're getting themselves into, and the creator is being compensated for their labor via the consumer. Another example of ethical gooning would be commissioning not safe for work artists or animators. Why? Because there's very clear consent. When someone is commissioned to draw furry inflation porn, they know exactly what that image is going to be used for. But there's also a fair labor exchange between the person providing the money and the person taking time out of their day to create the product. In conclusion, unethical gooning forces individuals into sexual situations that they did not agree to, therefore violating their autonomy, therefore making it unethical. On that same note, ethical gooning respects the boundaries and intentions of its creators and participates in a consensual marketplace of not safe for work erotic material for some sort of monetary gain. And that is all